Other intel you've got, 10 other points you want to make to the listeners and the viewers out there.
5 days, next 5 days, next 6 days, the most dangerous period in American history in recent memory. That's number one. Number two, we are being set up for a constitutional crisis, regardless of who wins. If Hillary wins, the investigations and potential indictment follow her. If Trump wins, the other side, the Hillary side, including Podesta and everyone around her, are going to question the legitimacy of the elections. So we are facing a constitutional crisis, regardless of who wins. Watch from the date of election until the date of inauguration, another dangerous period, and also potentially giving a reason for Obama to, and this, I never thought this was possible, but to delay the elections, which, yes, this could happen in the case of a false flag war, or if Hillary would win and an indictment passed down, he could say, wait a minute, we're going to delay the elections. And that has a lot to do, and as crazy as it sounds, it has a lot to do with the intent. I'll just leave it at this, with the intent of the globalists. We've talked about this before. They're still pushing for social, societal chaos.
Well, let's get into it, because you were the first guy ringing the alarm bells more than 5 years ago about a project with Soros, race war. Now, I believed you because you're a credible guy, but now it's all happened. It kind of fell on its face, though, because everybody woke up to it. But they have now, like, tripled the amount of money. Usually it was like $100 million a year they were spending. Now it's like $300 million a month. I mean, they are quadrupling, whatever the number is. They are just going crazy, with hundreds of millions every few months being given. Ford Foundation, Soros, just saying cops are the problem, kill the cops, burn everything down. I mean, clearly that's part of their larger plan.
Yeah, exactly. And that's going to be their plan until it succeeds or until it's completely exposed. I mean, the objectives don't change. The plans do. The timing does change. So, you know, I stand by what I said 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and 3 years ago. The plans change. The objectives don't. And this is, we're facing such a critical time in history right now.
Sure, they got a handful of cards. They change which ones they're going to play, but it's the same cards. How is it going for Team New World Order? It seems like they're getting their ass kicked.
Yeah, well, that's a great way to put it. I think they are, but I think that in the end, they hold all the cards. You know, it's kind of like playing against the house. The house always wins. We're playing against a dealer within the house, you know, or playing the poker game. You know, there's the house take. The house always wins in the end. You've got war that's possible. War with, well, look at what's going on with Syria, and look in the South China Sea as well. I do believe that there's an issue, and it's very interesting too, Alex. The blame game against Russia is not just because of the emails, but this is also to demonize Russia with the American people because of Syria, which all comes down to not just the gun running and such, but the pipeline between Iran and Qatar. And this is where Huma Abedin, her Saudi connections, come into play as well. So this is like a three-dimensional chess game, and people really have to understand not just any one small part of this, but the entirety of the picture.
A whole bunch of different agendas and a bunch of special interests. And Hillary, who just loves money and steals furniture and everything, you know, she's just a crazy crook who'll do whatever she's told. She's kind of the front person for this whole mental illness. I want to take some phone calls from Martin and Andrew and Matthew and John and Steve and others. Doug Hagmann of HagmannReport.com is joining us. I'm Alex Jones with Infowars.com. But I've been asking the questions here. You've had amazing information. What else is on your radar screen? What else do you want to tell people?
Well, I would, you know, pray and prepare, I guess, first and foremost. But again, I would watch the next couple of days, or next several days until the election, and then until the inauguration, different potentialities there. And even if Hillary wins, I'd watch that. But specifically, false flags with respect to domestic violence. We saw some really horrible things, executions against police officers overnight. Watch for more of that. Watch for anything that would give the established. Oh, you know what, Alex, I forgot to mention this. I wrote myself a note here. I'm going to just go back to information I had earlier. The files that were on reportedly on Weiner's laptop include names of some Republicans within the Gang of Eight.
So it's, this is a larger blackmail op. Bring this into an investigation. Because what I was told is Hillary actually activated this to cover Comey's butt, but do a larger threat. And I guess, is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got Republicans and Democrats or progressives and conservatives alike involved in the sexual component to this, as well as the Clinton Foundation, which is front and center for the money laundering of the sex. So you've got, I mean, again, this is so complex. However,
That's what Pachinik says. It's a major intelligence operation to corrupt people.
oh yeah, yeah. But what the God bless those men and women. What the NYPD, the task force headed by the NYPD, going after Weiner's laptop and the devices there, what they saw, they realized what they had. And by the way, they gave Comey, they gave the FBI 2 weeks to go through this, and it was actually 3 weeks.
That's what I was told. If they don't, it's a press conference. Exactly. So is Comey good or bad or in between, or what's happening with him?
Man, I'll tell you what, I don't know. You've got, it depends on who I talk to at the Bureau. Look, I don't know. I mean, some people say, well, he's a good guy, give him a break. He's under pressure. But to me, I think he really, no, he's sold out. I believe he's sold out.
Wouldn't he have not gone after Hillary, though, if it wasn't green lighted by Obama?
Yes. I mean, look, if they wanted to take down Hillary, they could have, with the information that they got back in April, through April to June. They could have taken her down. They could have taken Obadin down. They could have taken others down. Look, the sexting of Weiner, just as an example, according to my NYPD source, this guy's been doing this since 2010. They knew about, the Hillary camp knew about Weiner since 2010, not 11, but 2010.
Sure, so I know you can't go too far, but just how, because who knows, we'll be on the air tomorrow. We're 5 days out. The world's crazy. What did NYPD tell you? What's on there? Because what I was told was, and I've seen it hinted by intelligence people, that it's Lolita Express, it's kids.
Well, yes, it's kids. It involves the Saudis. It involves, it involves the Saudis. It involves people from the Middle East. Very big money interest from the Middle East.
Well, we know Clinton was flying out with his top sheik that's a pedophile.
Yeah, yeah, and it involves Hillary, Huma, and to a lesser extent, Weiner was just kind of a prop, if you will, and that's probably a good, an apt description for him. But yeah, this is sick.
Are you saying Weiner is it kind of a pimp?
Weiner is. My source told me that Weiner does not have a whole lot of smarts. All right, he might have some street smarts, but he's got this insatiable sex drive.
That's what he's kind of like Bill. That's who she chose. He's a cutout as her front.
Right, yeah, and yeah, he gives her cover. I mean, Huma is a Muslim, of course, living with her mother and sister are living with her right now in their New York apartment, according to the information I have, and that's another thing too. The sharing of information between Huma from Weiner's computer through Huma to the mother. Saleh Abedin, who runs the Journal of Muslim Minority Affairs, Muslim Sisterhood and such, as well as the sister. So there's the espionage component there. There's the sexual component with Weiner via getting children for Bill Epstein and even Huma and Hillary.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, I've been interviewing you for like 14 years, Doug. Never heard anything this hardcore. You're always accurate. This is mind-blowing. We're going to go to break, come right back with a few phone calls straight ahead with our guest. HagmannReport.com, Doug Hagmann. Wow, my head is spinning right now. This is an insane time to be alive. You can see how this stuff's working. We're about to go to break, but I want to tell you about